Hey guys, welcome back to Cereal at Midnight. This is one of 2 physical media videos that I produce every month now. I'm down to 2. If you haven't been, if you're not current on all of these videos, I do a Kino Lorber Spotlight once a month, and I do sort of a boutique / new and notable episode every single month. This is the new and notable. So it's a lot of boutique releases, Arrow, Eureka, Radiance, Blue Underground. But there's also some really big, prestigious studio releases in here as well. So we're going to cover all of that. You know what? Let me just kick it off with that. This is a good place to talk about my favorite movie of 2025 so far, Companion. Sophie Thatcher. It's got Jack Quaid in it. You might think Jack Quaid is riding only on the high of Novocaine right now, but he's also in Companion. And it is such a fun movie. The less you know about it, the better. Go in as blank as you can, but I saw this twice in theaters. In fact, I love it so much. I have a viewer who I don't know if he wants me to mention his name, so I'll just thank them. But this person works in a theater, and he's like, if you ever want a poster or something, let me know. So I am. He really came through. I am the proud owner of the Companion theatrical poster, which I pulled off the wall just for the purposes of this video. That's how much I love this movie. This is the 4K. It has a few special features. It's not loaded. We got Companion, I Feel Therefore I Am. You know what? Even the special features kind of tell you more than maybe Companion, Love Eli, and then AI Horror. Interesting title for a special feature. This Blu-ray, 4K and digital code, not a Blu-ray. 4K and digital code is this version. But if you've seen Companion, did you have a similar response to what I had? I just thought it was so much fun. And Sophie Thatcher is somebody who is really on my radar. I've talked about this on the channel multiple times because I adore this movie. I've gone back to Yellow Jackets, which I had not watched when it was new. I still need to see Heretic. I know that's what I missed in theaters. Most of these things I saw in theaters, but I missed Heretic for some reason. I don't even remember seeing it play at my movie theater. I have another video coming very soon about movie theaters. I spent half my life in the movie theater, so stay tuned for that. Mark Wahlberg and Flight Risk, such a fun throwback movie that, again, it's just so far under the radar. It seems like, this is the kind of movie. The premise is he's a pilot on a plane that's transporting 2 people, and there's a plan. I mean, it's like it's not a heist, but it's like you're trapped on an airplane, a small airplane, this side like a tiny little puddle jumper airplane, with someone who's trying to kill you, like it's such a cool concept. Oh, it's directed by Mel Gibson too, which is that's not a headline. That's something I should probably reference. This is the 4K. This has the 4K, the Blu-ray, and digital. Whereas Companion from Warner Brothers is just the 4K and digital. You have to choose your edition. This has both of the discs that you want there. And again, we got a few features here. We got risk management, making flight risk, and then the theatrical trailer. That's thin. These are thin extras, but we're not really living in the era of commentaries and long, in-depth, informative features these days. Not on studio releases. You get those 20 or 30 years later on the boutique release, but Flight Risk is fun. Love Hurts. I should say Flight Risk comes from... is this, it's Lionsgate. Yeah, I wanted to make sure I was giving credit where it was due. That's from Lionsgate. Love Hurts is from Universal, and I saw this in theaters as well. And I didn't care for it. That's not a good place to start this, but the studios send me these to talk about, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'll talk about Love Hurts, but I don't. Ke Huy Quan, we love him in Goonies. We love him in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. I'm not a huge fan of Everything Everywhere All at Once, and I'm not a huge fan of this movie. There's a disconnect. I am not connecting to what this thing is putting out. Talked about this too. I talked about this in a video. This is my second time talking about Love Hurts here on the channel. If you want my full thoughts, I'm going to link to that review right here. but it's just, it feels kind of messy. It's all over the place. The analogy I compared it to is, it's like in the 90s we had all these Chow Yun-fat movies directed by John Woo, and they're amazing, right? And then Hollywood makes The Replacement Killers, which I like, but I now see that The Replacement Killers is Hollywood trying to mimic this form of the John Woo movies without really understanding what makes the John Woo movies so special. So this is trying to make Ke Huy Quan a leading man action star, and it doesn't work. He's got the skills for it. Let me be very clear. He's got the physicality, the actual martial arts of it. He's very good at, but I don't connect him with his like sweet, earnest personality with like hard-hitting action. I think maybe it's trying to recapture that Jackie Chan thing where, you know, he's so nice, right? But he's, you know, but I don't know. But your mileage may vary. That's one of the reasons that I'm talking about this in this video, because it's not necessarily what I think. This is showing the physical media stuff, so you can decide what you want to buy for your collection. We got a decent collection of special features here. Alternate ending, deleted and extended scenes, the hearts of Love Hurts, the key to the Gable, and then Stunts Hurts. This is a 4K Blu-ray and digital code combo pack, so that's nice. There's no, like, you know, it's obviously no alternate artwork or anything like that. One of Them Days, I saw it in theaters, had a great time with it. This is a very funny movie. It's got Keke Palmer and SZA in it, and a whole lot of other people that you're gonna you might not know them by name, but I mean, people from Abbott Elementary, the Spectrum Cable Company commercials, the guy that's like, there's like a duo of guys that do the advertisements for cable companies here in the United States, and one of those, he's in it, and it's just a lot of different people. And Judd Apatow's daughter, what is her? Oh, I shouldn't bring people up that I can't name by name. Anyway, I'm looking to see if she's in the credits, and I still don't see her. Anyway, it's a really fun movie, and I laughed pretty hard in the theater, and then watched this with my wife, and she enjoyed it as well. You know the deal with studio special features. We got a gag reel, we got Dream Team talking about the two people together, Block Party, which is a look at the cast, and then What's in My Bag with Lucky, which is Cat Williams plays Lucky in the movie, and he's funny. But these special features are very fluffy. I mean, there's not a whole lot to them in terms of like depth or learning a whole lot about the movie. Nobody's surprised by that, right? This is the Blu-ray and the digital. All right, you want to get boutique-y? You want to get, and this is still a studio release, but it's Lionsgate doing this is the Lionsgate limited release of Den of Thieves 1 and 2. Den of Thieves 2 is Den of Thieves 2 Pantera. On Steelbook, the Steelbook 4Ks. They're doing this thing. It's 4K, Blu-ray, and digital. It's the combo pack, right? And you get them directly from their website. You have to order these from Lionsgate because it's like a super limited edition thing. So I'm going to share these to you guys in just a second, but I also want to do justice to the packaging because that's part of the appeal here. Both movies in Steelbook packaging in this larger box. This is the back here. This is a piece of paper that's kind of stuck to us. We're going to take this off in just a second. Let me just hit the features here really quick though, because once we get inside, we're going to be looking like we're oohing and eyeing at the steelbooks. Den of Thieves includes the alternate ending, alpha males, Into the Den, and more. Lionsgate limited extra, so that's only on this version. This is establishing shot with Christian Goodguest. Den of Thieves 2. Audio commentary with the writer and the director, Mr. Goodguest, Christian Goodguest again. Producer, Tucker, okay, the people associated with the movie. Flipping the script, plotting Den of Thieves, Pantera, deleted scenes, and the theatrical trailer. Okay, so here, I'm not going to, okay. This is held on by glue, and I'm just not going to deal with that right now. So this is one of those with like a magnet over here. So you like pull the magnet aside. And here's our steelbooks. Let's do the first one. Okay. Set this right here. This has sort of that matte finish. Here's the inside. And I'll take the discs off their hubs so you can see what lies beneath. It's the grid. No overlapping discs. One on each hub, on each side. All right, how do I... Okay. Oh, that's but. There you go. Here's our two discs. And let me get these off. It's a very similar treatment here. So if you want to get this, I do not believe these are sold in any stores. I believe this is a website only deal. Let's watch this snapback. Oh yeah. And I will link to the Lionsgate Limited site, but I mean, you can Google it. It's Lionsgate Limited. They are tapping into the boutique collector scene with these highly collectible, highly limited bells and whistles editions that you can only get from them. From did Synapse put this out? Yeah, Synapse and Redshirt Productions, Redshirt Home Video. The Trick or Treat. This is the standard version of the Trick or Treat 4K. We're talking about the 80s movie with Ozzy and with Gene Simmons in it. And there was a big, lavish box set version that came out in around Halloween, or wasn't it released around Halloween last year, 2024. This is the retail version. This is the version that's going to hit Amazon and all of the various places, and it is 4K. This is the... I don't remember if this has the Blu-ray. Oh, here, alternate artwork too. No Blu-ray. This is just the 4K disc, and this also does have this art on the other side of the art wrap, and just a ton of special features. I'm gonna hold this up. I'm gonna hit some of these, but if you want to freeze that, I don't know if you're going to be able to read all of that, but listen. 4K restoration from the original 35mm camera negative with HDR. Approved by the director of photography, Robert Elswit. So I'll hold this up so you can look at something while I'm talking. We got Lossless. I'm talking about the audio. Audio commentary with director Charles Martin Smith, moderated by filmmaker Mike Savage. Audio interviews with the writer-producer Michael S. Murphy with Rhett Topham, moderated by Michael Felsher, who is the guy behind Redshirt Productions. Audio commentary with Paul Carup and Allison Lang, author of Satanic Panic, Pop Culture Paranoia in the 1980s. Rock and Shock, The Making of Trick or Treat. That's an all-new retrospective featuring the director, Charles Martin Smith, actors Martin Price, Glenn Morgan, Elise Richards, and Larry Sprinkle, with the writer and producer Joel Salson, costume designer. It just goes on and on. A lot of people. Yeah, that's good enough. And there's a music video for, let's see, After Midnight, and anything else I should call out. Still gallery with an optional audio interview with the still photographer Philip V. Caruso, the vintage electronic press kit. It's a loaded release. We're still talking about 4Ks. We got another 4K. This is from Arrow. This is the Deep Blue Sea 4K box sets in collaboration with Warner Brothers. It's interesting to see Warner Brothers being involved with these Arrow releases. That's been nice because Warner wasn't cooperating with people for the longest time, and now they have been for a while. Criterion sometimes, and now they're doing things with Arrow. So Deep Blue Sea, it's the shark movie from the 90s. What year is this? 1999. I was like, is it 98 or 99? It's, you know what to expect from these. Hardbox sets. We have reversible art on the 4K. This is a 4K only. There's no Blu-ray disc here. And we've got, let's see, reversible art with the original. That's the marketing image that most of us know from this movie. You know what? I'm going to flip that. I'm going to go ahead and flip that around, because that's my preferred art. And we've got a couple of they're art cards, whatever you want to call these, but they're done like postcards. So there we go. But check this. It's like a postcard with a bloody handprint on it. Come in, the water is great. And this one said, nothing compares to the taste of fresh seafood. And then the last one is Greetings from Aquatica. This was an early movie it was an early movie for a lot of people that are kind of household names now. Oh, hold up. What are they teasing us with? So we always get these arrow cards. There's that. What is it? I don't know what that says. So, but you guys probably do. We have the... Oh, I was going to name some of the people from the cast. I mean, it's a Rennie Harlan production. We've got Thomas Jane is in this. LL Cool J. Let's see. Michael Rappaport's in this. Stellan Skarsgård. Samuel L. Jackson. Some of those guys were not new to the scene, but this double-sided poster has my preferred art on the one side, and then this new art on the other side. And they blow it out with a ton of special features too. Oh, hold on, we have a book too. They put holes in my stuff because it's a promo. So ignore the holes that I know it's not great on camera, but that's the cost of covering this stuff. These are the essays that are inside of this book. Can't tell if I was centered there. Essays by Jenny Kermode, Murray Leader, and Joshua Hurtado, with lots of text and photos. You know, I love these booklets, so that's one of the, if you're gonna do like if you're gonna be a part of the limited edition, or like, oh, is it worth it? The booklets are one of the highlights for me. All right, we have brand new 4K restoration from the original camera negative, approved by Rennie Harlan. Let's see, we talked about the audio, the subtitles, archive audio commentary from Rennie Harlan and Samuel L. Jackson. From the frying pan into the studio tanks, a new interview with production designer William Sandel. Beneath the Surface, a new visual essay by film critic Trace Thurman. When Sharks Attack, The Making of Deep Blue Sea is an archive featurette. The Sharks of the Deep Blue Sea, an archive featurette. Deleted scenes with optional audio commentary by Rennie Harlan. Theatrical trailer, reversible art sleeves, the 60-page book, and a partridge in a pear tree. So, if you love Deep Blue Sea, it is the latest recipient of this super collector's package. And that's where we're at with the physical media market now. Is like either these movies are getting uber collectible versions with, you know, like they're hand delivered to you by the director who thanks you for buying the package. That's a joke. They don't really. From Radiance, this is awesome to me. This is the Hard Boiled collection. This is 3 crime films from the 1970s. French crime films from the 1970s. They're described as 3 pulp thrillers with a debt to Dirty Harry and Jean-Pierre Melville. Alain Carnot directed these 3 tough neo-noirs with a strain of wicked humor. So it's in Police Python 3. The 3 movies are, you know what? No. I can just show you right here. That's the movies. Police Python 357, Serie Noire, and Le Choix d'Armes. So that, I'm sure somebody's going to be like, you pronounced it all wrong. Police Python 357. There's the other film. And the third film, each one is on its own Blu-ray disc. The third film in the collection is Choice of Arms. And, you know, sort of a loose trilogy here. And what I love about Radiance is that they really blow it out with the context. So first of all, this is limited. Hold on. What is this limited to? 2,500 copies. That seems low, man. I hope everybody that wants one can get one. 1976 to 1981. They're in French with optional English subtitles. We've got commentary by Mike White on Police Python 357. We got Maxim, you know, okay, hold on. There you go. Those are the special features there on the OB strip. Freeze it, read it. I want to talk about this book because it's real pretty and very well done. There's the contents right there. I have to be careful because sometimes there's nudity in this, and that does not fly on YouTube. From Eureka, this is the double feature. This is The Daredevils and Ode to Gallantry, 2 Venom Mob films from 1979 and 82. Both directed by Chang Che, who was got to be the most prolific director of these movies. Limited edition O-card and slipcase featuring new art by Chris Malbon. We've got let's see, some audio options. We know that. Original Mandarin. Audio commentary by Frank Zhang and Michael Worth, Mike Leader and Arn Venema. And then Deadly Venoms, a new interview with Hong Kong cinema scholar Wayne Wong on the Venom Mob. Plus, limited edition collector's booklet with a new essay by James Oliver. So here's side 1. Here's the back. There's this. And then you want to see... So that's one piece of art, and you know that we can reverse this. And there's Ode to Gallantry. And we do have that. Well, I'll show you the booklet first. Well, no, here's the disc, and yeah, here's the booklet. I have a table of contents. Not really. Ooh, I like that font treatment right there. That graphics treatment. It's the essay by James Oliver showing us what we're getting into here. I mean, again, if you've been waiting for martial arts films to get respectable releases in the West, they have arrived. For the last 3, 4, maybe even 5 years, it's been more than we can keep up with. I mean, multiple titles every single month. It's amazing. From Blue Underground, another 4K. This is Venom. You guys know this movie because it has Klaus Kinski, Oliver Reed, Sterling Hayden is in this as well. This is the 4K. I don't think... Okay, yeah, 4K and the Blu-ray. I was going to say, I don't know if it has the Blu-ray, but Blue Underground absolutely puts the Blu-rays in here because they put a ton of special features on them. Like the 4K has an audio commentary with Piers Haggard and another audio commentary with Troy Howarth, Nathaniel Thompson, and Eugenio Ercolani. Disc 2 which is the Blu-ray, has all of those. Plus, and these are new. Look at all the new by these features. It looks blurry to me. Looks like it's not in focus. Anyway, all these red new, like this is all new stuff. So one of those commentaries is new, and then new Fangs for the Memories, interview with editor and second unit director Michael Bradsell. New, a Slithery Story, interview with the makeup artist Nick Dudman. New, Mamba Memories, interview with author and critic Kim Newman. New, Pick Your Poison, interview with Darkside's Alan Bryce. We got newly expanded poster and still gallery, and then a bonus collectible booklet with an essay by Michael Gingold. So, I mean, absolutely loaded up. We do have different art in the art wrap, and I think there's another piece of art on. I think there's 3 pieces of art here. Oh, look at this. This has there's no like teeth to hold in the booklet, so the booklet just sort of lays in the middle. But you've got the 4K and you've got the Blu-ray disc with this booklet, and let me show you. Yeah, there's the 3rd piece of art. So again, like highly collectible releases for movies that used to just be on the video store shelf, you know? I guess this is a good place for me to reference my interview with Bill Lustig from Blue Underground. We talked about Maniac. We talked about his filmmaking career. We talked about his influences, what he grew up with, how he cut his teeth filmmaking, and ultimately why he stopped, and what led him to home media. This is a really interesting conversation. I've talked to a lot of people. Check out the archives. If you're only watching what YouTube is suggesting to you, you're missing some really good stuff. This is from Flicker Alley, a company that is doing incredible preservation work with the early era of cinema. This is a double feature. This is a new Blu-ray release with Behind the Door and Below the Surface. Now, I saw Below the Surface in a theater at Cinecon. Last summer, it played at Cinecon in Beverly Hills, and I got to see it with an audience. And I mean, this stuff's impressive. First of all, this slipcover, this is, we talk about the collectible market. This is like a Vinegar Syndrome level slipcover. I mean, a lot of people are doing that now, but it's very, very thick. And you've got the one movie on one side, you've got the other movie on the other side. And then here's the Blu-ray case with the art wrap. The movies are from 1919 and 1920. They're directed by Irvin Willett, and they are silent, obviously. I saw it with a, it's already kind of hazy. I believe it was accompanied live by a pianist, by a keyboard player there in the theater. Flicker Alley and the San Francisco Film Preserve proudly present the return of the legendary producer Thomas H. Ince and the director Irving Willett's Behind the Door, paired for the first time with his Below the Surface, both restored by the San Francisco Silent Film Festival. I'm not going to read all this to you. I want you to freeze that and read it for yourself if you get the glare off of it. I am going to tackle some of these special features, though. Bonus materials include the original Russian version of Behind the Door, which has been re-edited with the Russian title cards, musical accompaniment by Stephen Horn, original production outtakes for Behind the Door featuring music composed and performed by Stephen Horn, restoring Irvin Willett's Behind the Door, an inside look at the restoration process, Kevin Brownlow remembering Irvin Willett, and sideshow galleries with the lobby cards, production stills, promotional materials, and then language tracks so you can choose how you want to see those intertitles. Incredible stuff. Let me show you the inside here because we do have a booklet with more information. This is Notes on the Film by Behind the Door by Jay Weisberg and Below the Surface by Scott Simon. So we won't go page by page here, but the context of the film, learning about the filmmaker, just the whole story of the film. And then they give you the information about the restorations. I wish more distributors would do this, would give you the restoration information. Notes on the music by Stephen Horn. And then about this Blu-ray. Introducing the San Francisco Film Preserve. And then check it out, the original lobby cards for both films. Were they both Paramount movies? Paramount Aircraft. Not Aircraft, Artcraft. Anyway, well done, Flicker Alley. Continuing to do... Things are just operating at such a high level right now. And I know... Because I'm only talking about physical media a couple of times a month now, I don't want anybody to think that... It's a changing market, but the quality is going higher and higher on so much of this stuff. Prices are going higher too. That's something we absolutely have to talk about, and we do, because nobody can afford all of this. But that's why I make these videos, so that you can choose what works best for you, what you have to have, what you choose to add to your collection. From Film Masters, a label that I absolutely love, they do highly legitimate releases of movies that have often been not given their due, or dismissed, or just made fun of in a lot of cases. This is Monster from the Ocean Floor. Roger Corman's Monster from the Ocean Floor. Now, you know what Film Masters does is they restore these movies beautifully, but then they throw a ton of special features into the mix. I'm going to pop up on a Film Masters release soon. It has not been announced yet, but I contributed an audio commentary to an upcoming release that we'll be talking about fairly soon. But this has a new interview with Justin Humphries about the career of Bob Baker from Ballyhoo Motion Pictures. Daniel Griffith from Ballyhoo's been here, I think, 3 times. The last time he was here was talking about the importance of special features and how they're flying under the radar and not getting the due that they deserve. Roger Corman's becoming a B-movie maker. That's an archival interview with Roger Corman. Full-length audio commentary by Tom Weaver with archival contributions by Roger Corman. You know, Tom Weaver has all these recorded conversations, and so he'll cut those into his commentaries, and you're hearing from people like Corman. Liner notes and full color booklet by Tom Weaver, original theatrical trailer and a recut 2024 trailer, a gallery of stills with contributions from Mike Barnum. So this is the front cover, this is the back cover, but lo and behold, man, I just love what they do with these releases. So here's the booklet. You've got publicity material, you've got this essay, you've got, look, vintage photos, the eyes have it. It's the whole thing about monster eyes from various movies. Let's see, Submarine, Johnny Quest's Invisible Monster, the Outer Limits episode. Amazing. Here's a quote. The monster is actually more imaginatively designed than some of the creatures in Corman's later supposedly better heeled productions. And its grisly demise must have set up cheers at kiddies' matinees from coast to coast, says Tim Lucas of Video Watchdog. That's the approach. This is a more elevated, these people are not making fun of these movies. They want you to understand the artistry and the craft that went into them. They're giving a serious assessment to movies that aren't necessarily serious, but that nevertheless were a lot of work for the people involved. Check that out. The signature right here on that photo. Just wonderful stuff. And then last but not least, this is what I have not had a chance to watch this yet. This is Quaxter's Fortune. Has a cousin in the Bronx. Co-star. It's Gene Wilder and Margot Kidder, 1970. So whatever you associate Gene Wilder with, this is probably before that. This is before Willy Wonka. This is before Blazing Saddles. This is very early there. Let's see. Reminiscent of Harold and Maude and Start the Revolution Without Me, this gentle comedy is the story of a man out of step with the world, marching to the beat of his own drum. Quaxter Fortune is Gene Wilder. He earns his living by following a horse-drawn delivery wagons of Dublin, scooping up the droppings and selling it as fertilizer. Margot Kidder is Zazel, an American exchange student who finds herself drawn to this unlearned but not unknowing man. And it's got a commentary by Rob Kelly, who I did a commentary with for Rob Kelly and Amanda Reyes for the VCI release of Dark Knight of the Scarecrow. And I believe they got picked up for a different market as well. Maybe Australia, possibly. This is a VCI Blu-ray release in conjunction with MVD Visual. There's no booklet or anything like this, but for people who love Gene Wilder and Margot Kidder, I think that's me. I'm excited to have this. You know, I watch a lot of old stuff, right? Not just old movies, but also clearly I watch a lot of new stuff too, because I'm in the theater 3 times a week. But I watch a lot of archival, you know, like old Dick Cavett shows and Mike Douglas shows and stuff like that. And I think it was Dick Cavett who it was like a 1969 episode. And I want to say that the panel was Janis Joplin, Raquel Welch, and I think this is the one that Margot Kidder came out during as well. You know what? I think Tex Ritter was there too. John Ritter's dad in the old B Western Cowboy star. They got to sing Blood on the Saddle, as made famous by the Country Bear Jamboree. And Margot Kidder comes out barefoot. And I was just like, oh man, she just seemed like such a, after post-fame, there was some stuff there, but it was sweet. I mean, it was sweet. And she just seemed really, when you see these people outside of the screen, outside of the marketing, outside of the product, the finished product, and you see who they really are. And the TV show appearances back then weren't controlled. They weren't doing pre-interviews. They didn't have 5 minutes of something they had to hit. It was just like conversational for an hour. It was wonderful. So I don't know. I really like Margot Kidder, and I'm excited. And obviously I love Gene Wilder and have since I was a kid, because he's Willy Wonka. But this is another piece of that puzzle. For people like me, it's all about connecting the dots, like seeing the overall scope of somebody's work and how it butts up against other people's work. The way my brain works, that's what I enjoy about it, is like forming the fuller picture and seeing how everything connects. And I know a lot of you guys are the same way. So all of these are available now, and there's an Amazon link in the description of this and every video. If you're going to shop on Amazon, if you would use that link, I would really appreciate it, because it does support the channel with shopping that you're already going to do. If you need storage solutions and you want to pick up some of these sleeves, we've talked. Let's pick something at random here. Ooh, this is a good one. This is the Scream Factory double feature with the Dungeon Master and the Eliminators on it. That I have sleeved. That's how much room. That it's still not really shit, because it's kind of. That's how much room this is taking in my collection right now. But the sleeves and the box itself are part of the Terrafold. They've rebranded to Joyce DJOIS. storage system link in the description of this episode. I'm an affiliate for them as well. So if you use that link, you can save 15% off your order, and it's an affiliate link. So that's another way to support Cereal at Midnight with shopping that you're already planning on doing. You can become a member. We're doing a group watch. We do group watches every month now at Patreon. And if you want to become a member through YouTube, there's early access videos, there's exclusive videos, there's lots of stuff, and you're supporting an independent creator. Thank you guys for the time that you spend with me. I really do genuinely appreciate it. I appreciate the time that we have together and celebrating our fandom. You know, these videos tend to be product forward. That's why I only do 2 of them a month now. And join me for some of my other videos where we're talking about the movies or the art, and we're interviewing the people that help make some of this stuff in the first place. Thank you. I appreciate you. Take care. Until next time, I will catch you later.